This is the constellation of Scorpio. It's just to the left of Libra. There's one of the dishes, there's the other one there. And Lupus or Victima. It's a gigantic scorpion that's endeavouring to sting the heel of a mighty man named Ophiuchus, who is simultaneously wrestling with a serpent. You can just see it appearing there. Now, the man's left foot crushes the scorpion's heart. The scene is a contest of epic proportions, the significance of which is obvious to a Christian. The mighty man is the Messiah Redeemer. And the serpent and the scorpion are both symbols of Satan. The Hebrew name for this constellation is Akrav, meaning scorpion, but it also means conflict or war, as in Psalm 144 verse 1, "Blessed be the Lord my strength, which teacheth my hands to war," Karav is the word, "and my fingers to fight." Karav is war. Akrav means the war or the conflict, and the Hebrew name for this constellation is Akrav. It's the war, the conflict. And the Messiah Redeemer is not merely waging a war, he's waging the war, a specific war first alluded to in Genesis 3:15. It's a war against his and our enemy. The Arabic name is Al-Akrav, meaning wounding him that cometh. The word Akrav is related to the word Akev in Hebrew, meaning heel. Yaakov was given his name because he was born clutching the heel or Akev of his twin brother Esau. The scorpion, Akrav, is stinging the heel, Akev, of the man. And so you see how all these things interlink as you reach back into the origins of words. But why a scorpion when the Genesis account speaks of a serpent? Maybe to teach us an extra valuable truth in our own conflict with the enemy. The sages of 2,000 years ago say that the bite of a serpent burns hot, but the sting of a scorpion is cold. There are two ways, in other words, that we can turn away from spirituality, from walking with the Lord. First, the serpent's bite. This is when we allow our passions, our flesh, to dominate us. We blow hot and cold, as the saying goes, even in our walk with the Lord. Nobody in their right mind would say that joy and enthusiasm isn't important in the Christian walk, but there must be a balance between emotion and reason. When we feel the joy of the Lord, we are no more saved than when we felt nothing. We must be steadfast, regardless of how hot or cold our hearts are. Our salvation depends upon facts, not feelings. An indication that we are suffering from the bite of the serpent is an unhealthy emphasis on feelings. That's one form of attack. The second is typified by the scorpion, whose sting feels cold. It could work like this. We gain a little knowledge and maybe begin to feel superior, observing others in their zeal and enthusiasm, and gradually becoming cynical, hyper-rational, questioning everything. Or as Paul said, ever learning but never arriving at a knowledge of the truth. 2 Timothy 3:7. We stand back and observe others. We feel that we are not like other men. This is the sting of the scorpion. There is a coldness and judgmentalism in the heart. Beware of both the serpent and the scorpion. Interestingly, the Coptic name for this constellation is Isidis, the attack of the enemy or oppression. Can there be anything more oppressive than too much information and too little love? But too much passion and very little knowledge can also be fatal. The brightest star is in the heart of the scorpion and bears the Arabic name of Antares, which means the wounding, clearly an allusion to Genesis 3:15. Antares is referred to in the Latin as cor scorpii because it marks the scorpion's heart. It shines ominously with a deep red light. Bullinger states that Hebrew has a name for the sting, and it's lesat. It's from the Chaldee lesha, which also means the perverse. Hence the stars in the tail are known as lesha'a or leshat, and Antares itself was known as lesat. In other words, the scorpion is permeated with perversity. Mankind's deadly enemy, represented by the scorpion, appears in Revelation chapter 9. It has deadly poison in its tail and employs a sinister action when delivering its venom, throwing its tail over its head. They also lie in wait in dark places. My father was in the 8th Army in North Africa, and he said that every morning they would turn their boots upside down and shake them just in case a scorpion was lurking. We should be even more watchful of the attacks of Satan. The fulfillment of the prophecy of Genesis 3:15, that the enemy would sting the heel of Messiah, was at the cross. The scorpion struck, and the woman's seed died and was buried. This was described by Jesus as the hour of the power of darkness, Luke 22:53. But on the third day he arose victorious from the grave to destroy the works of the evil one. 1 John 3:8. Thank God for the mighty man. We'll look at that constellation in the next video.